Now, there are three people that could have been the object of this celebration, but the question is, who were they? And the problem is, nobody seemed to know for certain who these people are. All right, everybody, what's going on? Hope you're having yourself a wonderful day. Listen, let me talk to you about something, right? The truth about Valentine's Day. Now, I'm going to surprise you with the facts that absolutely nobody knows who St. Valentine was or is. Now, there are three people that could have been the object of this celebration, but the question is, who were they? And the problem is, nobody seemed to know for certain who these people are or who they were. There was Valentine of Rome. They said he was martyred in 269 AD and buried on the 14th of February. So he could have been one of them because his burial date matches the actual day that they do celebrate, or we do celebrate Valentine's Day, right? Then you got St. Valentine, who was a clergyman or a priest, a priest or a bishop or something, and he could have been one and the same person. Then they talk about Valentine of Terni. This one was martyred in 197 AD. The first one was martyred in 269 AD. This one was martyred in 197 AD. Nonetheless, they're not sure if this was one and the same person. Two separate stories. And then there's a third one, Valentine of Africa. That's all they know. They know nothing else about this particular guy. So who knows? We celebrate Valentine's Day. Why? What is the reason for celebrating Valentine's Day? And what does it have to do with love? Honestly. Now, okay, so you got some people who believe that the ancient Romans may have been responsible for the name of this modern celebration, okay, and associating it with love. Right, so it is said that Emperor Claudius II executed two men, both named Valentine, on February 14th, okay, of different years in the 3rd century, AD, that is. So their martyrdom was honored by the Catholic Church with the celebration of St. Valentine's Day. That's a fact, right? Now, we know that love is a good thing. We should celebrate love every day. You name it. Love is, if we have more love in this world, things will be a whole lot better, right? So we definitely need more love and genuine affection in the world. Absolutely, right? But here's the problem, though. Okay, the pressure to celebrate Valentine's Day with expensive gifts and all this kind of stuff is crazy. So I know of some women that would go crazy, hysterical if they don't get certain type of gifts for Valentine's. Don't even talk about birthdays, anniversary, and Christmas. You know what I'm saying? A man should be celebrating his love for his wife on a daily basis. So it shouldn't take the special days to give certain type of gifts for her to feel like, oh, I'm loved and I'm special. You get me, right? So every day should be a day, a celebration of love. But the pressure to buy certain type of gifts on Valentine's Day is crazy. If they don't buy flowers, they don't get no chocolate, they don't get no teddy bears, no cards, wine, you dine. They get bent out of shape. So really and truly, it's like your love is only expressing the things that you can do. And if you can't do those things, that mean your love is not real. That's what it seems to me, that they're saying, well, your love is not real because you can't do these things. Other men do this and they do that for their wives, but you can't do nothing for them. But God knows that maybe the man has a good heart. He does a lot of other things, okay, that shows that, hey, you know what, I love you and I'm going to do as much as I can to make you know that and make you see that. But then because he can't do certain things, he's not valued. But the value of a man is not based on what he possesses. A lot of people don't know that. The value of a person is not based on their money, monetary value and the things that they possess, how many houses and cars and all the other stuff. Those things are ridiculous. I can't even find the word I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? For you to live your life based on that and thinking, well, that's value. And it is valuable. But that's not how you judge a person, by what they have. God forbid they lose everything they have. So then they're no value. You don't love them anymore. Okay. Well, anyway, so I was saying that the pressure is ridiculous. Some women, many women, they take this stuff to heart and they go out of their way to make sure and remind their man, you better get me this, you better get me that. So people be buying diamonds, like I said, flowers, roses, teddy bears, chocolate hearts, all kind of stuff on Valentine's just to show that they. And then maybe a few months down the road, the relationship breaks. They go their separate ways. What was that? That wasn't really love. So you don't need certain given days to show that you love somebody, you know. Because like I said, just the thought of not getting something that you want, you know, is a big problem. Big problem. Arguments and stuff ensue because of this. Doesn't really make sense. Okay? And what is a real relationship? What is a true relationship? It is not based on those things. Okay? Because my father used to tell me all the time, and back then I'm like, you know, I didn't want to listen to what he had to say. You know, my father said all these Christmas, Valentine's, birthdays, all that stuff was based on economics. It was a day for the merchants to make money. And I didn't want to hear that. But now I'm older, I look at it and say, yeah, you can see how everything has been commercialized to the point where it's all about money. Because Valentine's is as big as Christmas, or maybe even bigger, the amount of people that go out of their way to buy stuff to make sure that they're showing their significant other that they love them. So, in a sense, my father was right. But, like I said, money and expensive gifts does not prove that a person loves you. It only proves that they can afford to do it. But that doesn't prove love. Okay? That doesn't, because some people are just hung up on this stuff. And no matter what, as a matter of fact, there are people who don't even look into the background of these things. They don't know where they started, where they came from, why they celebrate them. They just go ahead with the world and celebrate stuff. You see what I'm saying? And then a lot of times you end up putting yourself in debt just to prove these things. And then what? You know, why are you putting yourself in debt just to prove, you know, your expression of love? But that expression of love should be genuinely shown every day, regardless of the time of year and whatever it is. Okay? So, unfortunately, this is the way that the world is going. It has nothing to do with true love. It has nothing to do with anything godly as far as I'm concerned. It just has to do with the Hollywood notion of love, or quote unquote being in love. Okay? So enough money is spent on this particular day to rival Christmas. Well, anyway, so let's move on. So there is no real reliable evidence as to Valentine's Day, who started it, who it is about. Like I said, 3 different men, and nobody is quite sure which one. And the stories are vast. You keep hearing all kinds of stuff. You're not even sure what's true. Okay? So, again, there's Valentine of Rome, there's Valentine of Tournai, and there's the other guy from Africa, and nobody's sure which one. So we are actually celebrating something that has not been verified to be true. Okay? What does Valentine have to do with love? Please, somebody tell me. Somebody explain that to me. What does he have to do with love? Again, many stories, and you don't know what's true. Okay? So history suggests that the earliest evidence of a Valentine's Day celebration would have come from Lupercalia. 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 A pagan holiday that was celebrated way back when. Okay? It celebrated fertility in the middle of February. So there we go. We get that month of February where this Lupercalia was being celebrated. So it is said that the men would strip naked and sacrifice a dog and a goat. Then you've got the young boys who come along and get those strips of hide from that sacrificed animal and whip the young women with it to promote fertility. That was the celebration. That's what they practiced. So you never know. That might have crept into the church because, you know, we came through from Catholicism and into the Reform movement. But unfortunately, many of our minds are not reformed, and we brought a lot of stuff with us. And still we're practicing some of these things today and don't even know where they came from and why. And a lot of it is pagan worship. Okay? because it's also believed that maybe poets and playwrights might have had something to do with fashioning this particular day called Valentine's Day. Because I think you've got a guy by the name of poet by the name of Geoffrey Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer, he wrote the Parliament of Fowls, and he might have been the first person who kind of put that stuff together. And then came along the famous Shakespeare, who followed suit and fashioning his plays and stuff, and talked about love and romance and stuff, and Valentine, added the Valentine's thing to it. And so more and more on Valentine's Day, love is associated with it, flowers and hearts and romance and all the other stuff. And I believe that's where that stuff came about. But it is not totally clear where it came from, how it came about, because there are too many stories and they cannot corroborate any of them, unfortunately. Right? But I'm trying to tell you though, okay, do not be quick to accept everything in the world, everything that's been celebrated. Because everything in society is not coming from a place of good graces and not even from a point of godly view. Many people just put stuff together, sounds good, and they just go along with it. But I'll tell you one thing though, right? If you want to know something about love, here's my suggested reading. Why don't you go to 1 Corinthians 13? Okay, in the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13, I'm telling you, we cannot live up to this thing. It's so serious. This passage of scripture is so serious that our love pales in comparison. But we should be living to try to match ourselves with that. This is what we're supposed to be. This should be the bar. 1 Corinthians 13. Because when our love is not like that, then it tells us our love is not love. It's something different, but it's certainly not love. So let me read it for you. Right? 1 Corinthians 13. And it goes like this: though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I have become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burnt, but have not love, it profits me nothing. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. It is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. But whether there are prophecies, they will fail. Whether there are tongues, they will cease. Whether there is knowledge, it will vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect has come, then that which is in part will be done away. Verse 11 says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man or a woman, I put away childish things. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know, just as I also am known. And that now abide faith, hope, love, these three, but the greatest of these is love. Listen, again, if we can live by this passage, we will be on our way to understanding the real meaning of true love as God has intended for us. Okay, so there you have it. Now, Valentine's Day, why you celebrate it, I really and truly don't know. I understand, what people are trying to do, but nonetheless, the fact of the matter is, it causes even issues among couples, simply because the bar is set so high, and you got to live up to this thing. Why? Because it's unrealistic. Again, you should be showing your love every day of the year so that that person knows how you feel and doesn't have to wait on a specific day for you to go and try to do elaborate things. And sometimes you can't even afford to. You see what I'm saying? So please use common sense and be wise. Okay? And get back to basics. Okay? And stop going out there and allowing the world to influence your actions when God is not pleased with some of the stuff that we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Because It's not based on truth. It's based on a myth. All right. So God bless you. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and click the bell icon so as to not miss any new videos when they are posted. All right. So also like the videos and share them so that YouTube will recommend them to more people, and we will have a greater following on this channel. Remember, there's freedom in truth. I am William Nelson Wine, and I will see you next time. God bless you.